Yeah, buddy. Tuesday night, Hot Takes Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Comic Cult TV, broadcasting deep within FEMA region number 9. We've got all our usuals, the man of the hour, Phil Hernandez, Miss Audrey, Bozo the Butcher. This is going to be a special edition. Normally we give you the top 10 books to get tomorrow, but we got a guest. We got some comic book royalty squirrel. We shall be joined by Comics Gate King, Gabe Eltaeb.
Yes, indeed. First of all, I'd really like everybody to know to head on over to YouTube. Click that like button because this is going to be a good show. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm currently checking to see where we're at, and we are still at 79.
No
We were
bueno.
at 79 last show.
We can do better.
Yes, we need to share it out there. We need to get everybody over to YouTube because that's where all the giveaways are going to be going on. So we want to see you all over there, and we want to give away some good stuff when we hit 100. So let's do this.
We got
And
Joby
yes,
in the house.
like you were saying, Mr. Gabe Eltaeb is going to be here tonight. Cover colorist, inker. He was over at DC Comics, correct?
Yeah, he did the Boy of Soy.
Oh,
that issue where he came out.
He has done. Some of you are looking at your screen as like, what is all that blurriness down the side there? Those are some of his credits, just some, like Batman Arkham City, Unhinged, #1, Cartoon Network Action Packed. We got some Green Lantern Corps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bunch of Green Lantern Emerald Warrior stuff. Justice League 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The all-new Batman, the Brave and the Bold. He did a bunch of those, and this is just a fraction of what he's done. So we definitely have a good show for you guys. We're going to have some questions. We're going to grill him, find out what he knows.
Yeah, it's what's up with the voice? The weather change and everything. It's a little jacked up there, Bozo. But yeah, as soon as Gabe's ready, he'll go ahead and pop on in. So we're going to go ahead and do our usual gimmick here, but at any minute now, because he's kind of busy promoting truth, justice, and the American way.
Yes.
If you guys would be so nice as to go over to Indiegogo.com, check it out. Gabe's going to give us the spiel on it and why it's better than anything the big two can give us.
I'm going to tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
While you're talking, I'm going to already go over to Indiegogo myself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm going to look it up. I'm going to pull it all up, and I'm going to start doing my thing where I'm going to jump on the bandwagon here.
Dig it.
And then I'm also going to put that link into the chat here, the live chat on YouTube, so you guys will have it. So you guys bear with me for just a second.
No problem.
Let's go on and
let's
move on to right here. Let them know about this. What's going on here?
Well, before we do that, it's the views and opinions of the Spoiler and Squirrel do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Comic Cult HD, nor its subsidiaries, nor the views and opinions of Gabe Eltaeb, because he can get a little spicy with it too. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember, it's all just jokes and giggles and comic books, man. So this is your top 10 list of the books that you should be picking up tomorrow on New Comics Day. Die Guy Games is in the house. He subscribed, so that means we should be up at 80 now.
You know what? That is what I'm talking about. And you know what? Just for doing that,
you're gonna do it.
He's gonna get one of these.
One of those.
Hello?
It never gets old.
No.
90s never left us.
No, that'll never get old. That is what I'm talking about. So go ahead. What do we got?
All right. Well, let's get into it then until Gabe pops in on here.
Yep, and 80. We are at 80. Look at that.
All right, dig it, man, dig it. Just an FYI, I'm having technical difficulties with my phone. Oh, come on, Audrey. We got to get you off that dial-up interwebs. Number 10.
Bam!
Dark Knights of Steel, number 5. Betrayals and assassinations have brought the world to the brink of war as the Kingdom of Storms and Themyscira prepare for invasion. The elf family is reunited at last to mourn their father, but what secrets does Bruce Wayne have that could prove vital to the future of the land? This is cover A, written by Tom Taylor, with art by Yasmin Putri. Cover B is there he is.
Hey guys,
What's up, dude?
how you doing?
Sorry about that. I just looked up from my screen, saw the little scroll down thing. I don't know how long you've been there, but
About 30 seconds. I was over on
awesome.
Billy Tucci and now Scottish Pop XP YouTube channel. Just finished up over there for about an hour.
Nice.
So thank you for having me on. What are we up to? What are we talking about? Dark Knights of Steel. I haven't read it.
No. We're talking about truth, justice, and the American way, big man. This is all about you. Normally on Tuesdays we give like the bullet points of the big books to get tomorrow on New Comics Day. But we're CG friendly. Hopefully you can spread the word to all your CG brethren, as you are a CG king.
Okay.
But this is a safe haven, man.
Okay. Very good. Very good to be in a safe haven. So
Yeah, you got friends in high places, or low friends in high places, or high friends in low places over here.
Okay. Can I ask where are you guys? Can I ask that, or you don't want to?
You know when you go to Vegas and you finally get the Cajon Pass and you get that 64-ounce liter of Coke that's got to go through you, so you pull off on Main Street.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
Oh,
we're in the high desert.
Okay. So you're right there near Hesperia.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. The wide spot in the middle of the freeway on your way to Vegas.
Yep.
Okay, Hesperia. I go to Las Vegas all the time. I love Las Vegas. And I don't even gamble or drink, and I love Las Vegas because I love shooting guns out there and all the amazing restaurants. I think Las Vegas is one of the coolest places to go to.
You like guns, like pew pew?
So go ahead. What are we up to, guys?
You had me at guns. You like guns?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure, I've got a few legally.
Oh man, see, I knew it. I knew it. You're in the right place. My man up top, above you, the secret squirrel. He's military, man. He was deployed a couple times and saw some action.
Thank you.
Fun times. Man. It was fun times.
All right.
But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down, and we're gonna bring up your Indiegogo, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna grill you for some questions, find out a little bit more about you, and we'll go from there.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going on. I'm just hitting the mall today. I'm going on with Cecil. You guys know Cecil from Ethan?
Yeah, I know Cecil.
Yeah, I'll be going on with him around 8 o'clock. So
no worries. We're just thankful you could carve out some time for this small little aspiring channel, man.
Sure. You got to just grow it a step at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about TGA.
Truth, Justice, American Way is, this book. You've been reading this book forever. This is a classic. Jack Kirby, John Romita. This is your classic superhero adventure. This is a love letter from David Williams and I, 2 comics. The stuff that blew our brains when we were little boys. He's a little older than me. But just that classic feeling you got on Saturday mornings with cartoons, with G.I. Joe and all that stuff. That feeling you got watching the old Star Wars. The feeling you got watching Ghostbusters and Goonies. And all that classic carefree action where we kept the story straight. We didn't put in social justice, virtue signaling nonsense. We respected the way the story was written. We respected the audience. And we just had a blast doing it. So those are all truncated, those images. If you scroll down, you can see all the covers and stuff and a page from inside and maybe some bad guys or it could possibly be good guys. But definitely Truth, Justice, American Way. We have our 3 heroes. And those are their names, actually. Truth is Amara Rudolph. She's a former Olympian who realized she had superhuman powers, athletic powers. So she got out of, competing because she realized it wasn't fair. And she also has a psychic ability to suss the truth out of anyone. It's quite terrifying. Yeah. Then you have Justice. He's like a man of mystery. Is he former Special Forces, former CIA? We don't really know. But he's basically Charles Bronson, and he's committed to justice at all costs. And he's quite a badass. One thing I love about him is on his Glock, it's etched in Easy Way, and on his nightclub, it's etched in Hard Way.
I was noticing that. I was going to bring that. I really liked that when I was first looking into this and I saw the picture of it. I was like, yeah, the hard way and the easy way. I like it.
Right, and that's a little wink that David Williams, the illustrator, came up with. So, and then we have Joseph Ellis, The American Way. He comes from a long line of American steelworkers up there in Pennsylvania. And
Nice.
When he was at work, they're sending jobs overseas and they're cutting back and layoffs. So they didn't have the kind of safety stuff at the factory they should have. And he fell into a vat of supercharged American steel, turning into a man of complete American steel for the rest of his life. But he took what could be a curse to most people and is using it as a gift for humanity to fight for what he believes in and to rely on his heritage and traditions to be an inspiration to people. So this book is about family. These three are a family of sorts as a team, and it's my job as a co-writer, but main scripter and all that, to break their hearts, to ruin their lives, and they stick together with their heart, with their character, with their tradition, with the people that they are. They stick together and they find a way out of it, and that's what we want to do with this book. We want to inspire people and just show them that heroism and tradition and all these things and resolve and grit, and they're not dead, these things, and this fills that vacuum that people are just so hungry for classic superhero tales. We don't preach the right wing, the left wing, nothing. We are writing stuff and drawing stuff that just unites people so they can just have joy and excitement and escapism, because that's what we loved and when we were young. And like I said, this is a love letter to those days of yore, at least for me, where I was just so excited to get to the comic book store on Wednesdays. And that's just missing. There's just way too much of that is missing nowadays.
Well, job well done, man, because once you mentioned Steelworker, I don't know if you noticed Steel City, I was in, so I had to go in there, and I just bought that shirt. So thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah, I love the shirts. I wasn't sure of the shirts when David and I were discussing the campaign, and then I designed them, and when I looked at them after I designed them, I was like, oh, I got to have these.
Yeah.
I love the Juctice shirt. Go ahead.
The American Way, does he have like super strength and whatnot? The guy
right.
Steel?
He can't fly, but man, he could punch a hole through a train. Absolutely a beast. He could jump and fight and all that, but no, he cannot fly or anything like that. And and Juctice, he's a normal human being, but he's like skilled martial artist, skilled marksman. He's your Charles Bronson, your Punisher, your Midnighter, your Batman. He's that guy. Turn it up to 11 though.
Nice.
Yeah, and so David Williams, co-creator of this, he came to me with the concept. It was his concept at first. He worked on Ben 10 and Superman and Batman, all that. He worked in animation for years. He got hired by DC Comics when he was 17, though. He was still in high school drawing for them. And he's in his mid-50s now, so he's worked for decades as an artist and animator. But the reason a lot of fans might not know him too well is because he spent the majority of his career in consumer products and animation, all that. So his design sense scroll up a little to show that Justice character right above. I didn't notice for like a month those scales of Justice. It's a skull. I didn't even realize that. It's too.
Yeah.
My son pointed that out to me. I was like, oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that is awesome.
The shape of that bulletproof vest is a little skull-like the silhouette of the piece. So I was like, oh, I see it. So, yeah, I think his designs are just iconic. He's really a masterful artist. And he's not the only one. Gary Martin is like a 40-something year veteran of inking. He literally wrote the book on inking. There's a book from Dark Horse. It's out of print now. But it's like The Art of Inking. And he wrote that and illustrated it, teaching people how to ink. So our team is fantastic. You have David Williams and I on story. He's pencils. I'm colors. I'm dialogue script guy. But we're making the story together. And then Gary's our inker. So absolutely, you've got almost 90 years of professional experience at the top of the art and animation and comic book industry coming at you right here. This is what you've been wanting for a long time because it's missing. It's missing from the mainstream. So this is a kick-ass comic book. David just sends me private messages of Jack Kirby double-page spreads, and he doesn't even write anything. He'll just send me messages, and he's telling me write it like this, write stuff like this. And I always joke that when people read this, I want them to duck when they're reading it, when they turn the page. Oh, what was that? And so we want this thing wire to wire to be just action. And when you get to the end, you're like, okay, whew. So that's how we want it to go. So we're doing our damnedest, and we've got the skills to deliver. So I'm really excited about this book.
Yeah, like you were saying, just the stuff nowadays, it's almost rough to read through it, and it just makes you wish for the days where it's like, just give me my superhero, give me that good guy that does good things, that makes me feel good while I'm reading this, you know?
Right.
Don't give me your agenda. Yeah.
Yeah. All this, what was it? The climate change warrior and stuff like that. Let me go protest instead of actually fighting stuff. Yeah. Uh-huh. But no, this is an amazing character right here. I just, now that you point that out, because I've been looking at it pretty much all day. I've been reading in on this and trying to figure out what I'm going to be talking to you about. And definitely this is an awesome. And the shirt, I'm all over this shirt right here. This thing is amazing.
I think Gabe froze.
Oh,
or you froze.
Possibly.
Froze.
No.
No, but yeah, guys, go on over to Indiegogo.com. Look for Truth, Justice, and the American Way. Back it today. It's gonna be hot, man. Gabe was kind enough to go ahead and put in a retailer tier, so Comic Cult's gonna have some. You jump out.
No, yeah, it froze on him. He'll probably be back here in just a second. I'll take a look, but let's go ahead and scroll through some of these tiers.
Mama Natalia's in here. Peasy's in here. Mama Natalia Woolette. You got to get it.
Here we go. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Truth, Justice, American Way 3-pack. You got all 3 covers right there. Look at that. That is.
But mind you, just like any other Comics Gate project, it is a premium book. You're going to get 64 pages, no ads. Hope he comes back in here real quick so I can come up with a couple more questions about I did my homework today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I picked up a bunch of stuff. I've been reading on this most of the day. I read through a bunch of books today too. So we got all the top 10 coming to you guys as soon as we're.
All right. So Tyler wants both covers of Dark Knights of Steel. Maybe take a quick little powder and go back to number 9, and hopefully Gabe can get back on in the meantime.
Okay. All right.
Usually it's my internet that sucks. It's not even windy today.
There we go. We are. Oh, there we go. He's back.
He back?
Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and pull him back in.
Pull him back in.
Did you guys freeze too, or what happened? Was it just me?
No, just your end just cut off. And
I don't know what happened. I'm hardwired into the internet. I don't know. Everything froze. I just turned off everything and turned it back on. Sorry.
It was Antifa.
Oh, you're fine.
I get it.
Sorry. So you're gonna have to refresh me where we are because I have no idea where we are now.
Oh,
you
no,
were just about the story, the 64-page story, and Indiegogo and your trials and tribulations since leaving DC.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Well, we could start off at the beginning. So for those of you who don't know that are watching, back in October, I made the decision that had been a long time coming to leave the mainstream of comics, where I'd worked for years at a very high level, making very good money, very cushy, very comfortable job. I know I didn't have to go anywhere. I could have worked there for another 20 years and just retired and then just been ashamed of myself the rest of my life because I helped destroy American myths and legends. So I don't want to be that. It got to me too much. My grandpa is a World War II veteran. My dad is an immigrant from Libya. And I just didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to be a part of destroying what has inspired so many people to be brave, to be strong, to achieve things. Whether it's something as simple as become a comic book artist. I mean, that's quite a challenge. So it started off a little woke and a little more and a little more and a little more. And I finally just said, I can't do this. I think when you say the American way doesn't matter to Superman, you're just completely disrespecting everyone who worked in this business before you. They built this business. You didn't build it. You know what I mean? You didn't build it. They built it for us, and then you're going to destroy it now. You have no right to do that. They have the legal right. They have the legal right. They own it. But I also have the legal right to dump a bucket of paint on the top of my car. It's not very smart, though.
Yeah.
So just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So instead of being negative and angry and SJW was and feminist and mad all the time, I talked to my buddy Dave Williams a lot. But we just decided that, you know what? We're going to focus on what we love. We're not going to focus on what we hate so much and be screaming and angry. Could we share my screen real quick? Because I want to show some of his art. Huge. I'll keep going. But what we want to talk about here is what we love and why it's precious and should be fought for and preserved. And I think we can win people over from the other side. People that are making all this like woke Lord of the Rings and all this crap that nobody wants it. And really there's an artistic reason why that stuff doesn't work. Forget the politics. As bad as the political SJW stuff is, Art is nothing more than successfully recreating patterns. That's all it is. And the human brain is primed to accept patterns. When it recognizes them, you get dopamine. So that's why you get happy when you hear music or a good story or whatever, because your brain is ready. And these are not really malleable, these patterns. If you play music, if you play it, you see the baby dance. Nobody told the baby, okay, this is good music, this is bad. Your brain is just ready for patterns. So when you have a story and you just insert a minority, and by the way, I'm Mexican and Libyan. I'm not a white guy, so I'm not something where I'm sticking up for white people. I don't have a problem with them, but you know what I'm saying. I don't have a bias. I am a minority, and I'm like, no, you can't just stick minorities in to Lord of the Rings. It's fictitious European history, and I would say it's racist to, if you want to make a black story with black characters. I don't know if these people know this, but Africa has their own legends and history and heroes. So if they really want to make a story with black heroes, then go mine those old stories they have in Africa that star black people. And then make
What about the Milestone universe?
Right. There you go. But it's like when you stick that black dwarf in the front of Lord of the Rings, everyone knows what you're doing. What you're doing is this. You're saying, you're a racist because you don't like this, and I'm a hero because I put this woman in here. I am a hero, worship me. That's all it's about. You don't really care about black people. You're using them to win praise because you think you're your own god. That's religion. You know, it's really sad.
That's a lot of areas too. It's you can't make up your own story or your own strong female character. So let's just take this character and force it into a female role. You know, it's the same thing all over the place. And I don't know if it's just chalked up to laziness.
It's a lack of skill and it's ego. I was talking to Chuck Dixon. You know Chuck Dixon, the great writer. I had him on my show this morning, and I showed him this meme right here. Okay, I won't show it yet, but you guys know the horrible stuff going on in Ukraine and Kiev.
Yeah.
And some of the first propaganda, I believe, I don't think it's true, because the first thing to die in a war is the truth, is the old saying. And there was propaganda the first night of the ghost of Kiev was Ukrainian fighter pilot that shot down 5 Russian planes, and everyone on social media is going crazy praising it. And I'm like, am I the only one that thinks this is just war propaganda? I'm not for or against. I'm not saying I'm sticking up for Russia. I'm just saying I know propaganda when I smell it. And but it was Chuck Dixon loved this. So they said, oh, the Ghost of Kiev, they're going to make a Netflix adaptation in 2 years, and this is how it's going to be.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're saying, oh, they'll make it a black woman. Because you know that Ukrainians are typically black and female fighter pilots, right?
Their head shape.
Yep. So when you push back on garbage like this, they say, oh, you don't like women? You don't like black women? It's like, no. Tell a good story about black women because those stories exist. They are heroes. But you know what? They're not typically Ukrainian fighter pilots.
Yeah.
Right? So why don't you quit being lazy and quit trying to pat yourself on the back for being a hero and find a good story about a black woman if that's really what you care about. But it's not what you care about. What you care about is being praised and being thought of as this great, good person. It's very transparent to me. So forget the politics, forget the morality of it all, which is terrible, and think about how story works. Story works, like I said, on pattern recognition. So Jon Snow in Game of Thrones I tell this analogy all the time. He can fight a dragon and then he has to escape, right? Well, I would believe it if he escaped on a horse or a Pegasus or something like for fantasy, right? What I wouldn't believe is if he jumped in his 1993 Jeep Cherokee and got away. Now, am I prejudiced against Jeep Cherokees? No, but it doesn't make sense for that story. It breaks what we call in writing verisimilitude, which means the story agrees with itself. So there's nothing wrong with black women. There's nothing wrong with women fighter pilots, but it breaks the concept of that's not very probable that a Ukrainian fighting ace is a black woman. It's possible, but it's so unlikely that it takes you out of the story.
Yeah, it ruins the immersion.
Right. And so that's the problem with SJW writing on an artistic level. Forget the morality and the politics, which is also terrible, because they're using minorities to congratulate themselves, which is just straight up evil. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that on Netflix in about a year and a half.
Yeah.
But our story is none of that. And I don't want to focus on what I hate and all these feminists and blah, blah, blah. I want you to understand truth, justice, American way. This is what you want. You've been reading this book for years. You just don't know it. When you watch Goonies, when you watch the 70s and 80s Star Wars, when you watch Ghostbusters, when you watch Stallone and all his great stuff, that carefree, the perfect decade of entertainment was the 80s. It was perfect. The 90s were good at the very beginning, but then weirdness started. But the 80s was a perfect time in American pop culture where it was just about fun. We didn't worry about, oh, did I have enough gay people or did I? Give people real. They deserve to have stories written about them. But go and find the real stories about them. Do not disrespect them and crush them into an existing story. That just shows, again, you want to congratulate yourself. So our book, one of our main characters is a black woman, right? She's
Right.
Ethiopian and Greek. But we didn't do that to like virtue signal. We did it because when David Williams, the pencil artist for this and the co-creator and writer of this, when he was a little boy, he met a woman that was half Greek, half Ethiopian, and she inspired him so much. For a long story I'm not going to tell. So this is a little bit of honoring that person by putting them in this book. So that makes sense from a story perspective. You know, so we have our three characters, and they're so much fun. I've written these backstories of the characters. It's so much fun. Truth is Amara Rudolph. She's a former Olympian, and she has. Did I already go over this? Because I've been on a few shows today. So
you went over Skull Guy and the Steelworker, but you didn't go over
Okay. So she, former Olympian, she discovers after a while that she has superhuman athletic ability. So she gets out of competing in Olympics and all that because she realizes it's totally dishonest and not fair. And she also has this psychic ability to suss the truth out of people. It's quite frightening, actually. So she's truth. And then Justice, obviously, is our Charles Bronson kind of character. He's our badass street-level crime fighter. And then the American Way is Joseph Ellis. As I said before, comes from a blue-collar steelworker family, and he is cursed as a man of American steel. So they're a family, and their hearts are broken. Their world is completely shattered, and they have to find a way to stick together and rely on their traditions and the character that they were taught by their parents and their culture around them. Rely on that character to be heroic. Because I think at the end of the day, what truly makes a hero is not laser vision or wings or some ability. What truly makes a hero unique is their heart, their restraint, their mercy, their kindness, their relentless pursuit of justice. So that's what we have. These characters have deep, deep heart, and that's what we're going for here. It's action-packed from page to page. Like I said, I want people when they turn the page, they got to duck when they're reading this book. That it's just insanity. And I don't remember before we cut off, so I will repeat it. David Williams just sends me private messages of Jack Kirby double-page spreads. Yeah. Just like, here, write it like this, write it like this. Because the way it's working is I write the plot, then I send it to Dave, and then he rewrites it a little, and what do you think? And so we're doing the Marvel method, where I write just a general plot, and then he changes it or improves it or whatever. We debate and we agree, and it's so fun, so organic, so free to be able to work on this stuff. So do you have any other questions for me about
Absolutely.
it? I have a great announcement. I have a thing I want to announce too.
Sure.
But go ahead. What do you guys think of what I had to tell you?
Well, first of all, is this going to be a shared universe type deal, or is it just exclusively TJAW?
Oh yeah, we are creating a superhero universe. This is volume 1. There will be at least a volume 2 and 3, but we want this thing to go on for years. And we have side books. You know, I can imagine Justice having his own book. You know, like a badass street level crime book. Because my favorite action hero is Charles Bronson. I love Death Wish, and all those movies are so fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Well, the first 3 are amazing. And
that was
these guys crossing over with some of your CG brethren.
Not yet, but I can't. Oh, Billy Tucci said on stream, so I guess I can say it. He said he's having a book that's going to feature a bunch of different characters eventually. So they might make a cameo in that. And but for now, it's just this book, and we want to be successful enough so I can hire writers and artists to write side books. And it's not just these 3 characters. Picture this like a full superhero universe, and it's going to have every genre. We want to do horror. We want to do outer space. We want to do detectives. We want to do more superheroes. We want to do it all. So we want to just build this thing, build it consistently to where we have the wherewithal financially to hire friends. And we're going to keep doing the art too, but we want to do a lot of books, a lot of different things. And David and I, again, and with Gary, Gary's he's a freelancer, but he's part of the team. But David and I, we're the creators and owners of this. We definitely want to grow this thing as big as possible, because if Marvel and DC are going to leave a vacuum right there, then we'll fill it. You know, David has this analogy. He says, if they're going to fumble the football like that, we're picking it up and running a touchdown in the other direction. That's fine.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Because I've had conversations before with other folks are in the comic industry, and it's DC is basically on a downward spiral right now.
That makes me so sad. You don't even know. I worked as an employee of Warner Brothers for 3 years. It was my childhood dream to work for Jim Lee and be his friend. In 2007, he hired me. DC Comics didn't hire me. He personally hired me in a talent search that he had for Wildstorm. I worked in his office. He took my family to dinner multiple times. He gave me his baseball tickets when he didn't go to the game. He's my friend for years, and I would still call him a friend. Maybe he hates me now after what happened. I hope not. But
we love you.
It's sad to watch. It's sad. Like, I worked at that company. I worked the convention floor at San Diego Comic-Con all the time. I know those people personally. I've had dinners with them, birthday dinners with them. These are my friends, and almost none of them are SJWs. That's what you need to understand about Hollywood. It's just a tiny fraction of rabid, crazy SJWs that don't give a crap who they hurt, who they bully, who they intimidate. So all these normal, good people I know at DC Comics, they just keep their head down because these other people are just insane. Insane. So everyone does what you do when a crazy person is in a crowd. You just look down and you go, "Oh, I hope he stops." and then eventually someone like me stands up and says, No, stop it. That's enough bullshit. We need more people to stand up and say something. So when I hear they're downsizing the offices or they're laying off all these editors, I don't rejoice. I don't think it's funny because I know these people and their families and their kids. And this is serious. This isn't funny. It's terrible. Who doesn't love Batman and Superman? Who does? Those two characters alone can just print money. It doesn't have to be this way.
It just reminds me of a
virtue signaling with the writing. For goodness sake, quit it.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's always pandering, and it's just like, stop.
Pandering to a demographic that doesn't buy comic books. It reminds me of Joe Q's analogy of Superman and Batman when he compared them to adult actors that, on Howard Stern. Yeah, it's sad, man. But as a retailer aspect, you mentioned that void. If we had access to CG type products, it could fill that void seamlessly. And it warms my heart to see guys like you and Mike Barron offer those retailer tiers. I just wish more of the guys. I think Greg is kind of on the fence about it. But, I know the owner reached out to EVS and was like, "Hey, I'd love to sell Cyberfrog." And EVS just said, "I don't need you."
Well, and you know what? Each of us in CJ is our own individual business. We work together and cooperate, but it's just a verbally tacit agreement. So I can't speak for EVS and his money. Yeah, I'm proud of the guy because he stood up like almost like nobody else in this whole thing.
Right.
And some people want to do it, some people don't. For me, it's always A/B testing. I approach business in a scientific manner to some degree. I'll try anything. I'll go on any YouTube show. I'll try this sort of advertising or these newsletters and see what works.
Yeah.
And I don't believe there's such a thing as failure in life. I think when you try something and it doesn't work, that's a gift because it teaches you not to do it again. But if you do things and they work, you don't really know why you won sometimes. So it's important to, quote, fail. It's just more important to never give up. So if the retailer perks work for me, I'll do them. If I find out in the end they don't work for me, then I'll quit doing them. But, definitely we need to get this stuff in the stores because, you look at these characters. How can you not like this? That's what this is superheroes.
Dude, American Ways is preaching to me, man. American Ways.
Without reading this book, look at that page there. Without reading this book, you already know what this is.
Yep.
You know exactly what it is and how good it is. This is the stuff you love, executed by three absolute killers, me and Dave and Gary. We don't mess around.
As a retailer, that would be so easy.
This is badass artwork.
Yep, totally. I wasn't trying to knock EVS or anything. I was just trying to get the aspect of
no. I don't think you were at all. I don't think you were at all.
Last thing I need to
I get it. It's a compliment to him that you want his stuff in your store. I get that.
Right there, Justice. That's the deal right there.
That's it right there. I want that on a shirt. Maybe I'll make another shirt. I don't know. I love that. I think it's badass.
Action figures.
Absolutely.
Oh,
David Williams, again, drew comics starting at 17, but he jumped over into animation and consumer products, probably because it's a more steady paycheck and all that. And absolutely, his designs are iconic. So when you see that chest symbol on each character, it's just ridiculously iconic. You know what I mean? And I can see them as T-shirts. So we included T-shirts in our campaign. One thing I wanted to announce for anyone checking this out. Hold on, let me find it. Where do I have this thing?
Hit him with the link, squirrelindiegogo.com.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll slap it in there again.
Hold on. I'm searching for a piece of art that I want to show you because I have an exciting thing I announced today on Twitter and Instagram and all that. Let me go dig it up. Where? Oh, here it is. Here we come. So guess what I have?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Phil.
Right.
Phil.
Truth, Justice, American Way art contest. We had a ton of fan art pouring in the weeks before our launch. So I put this out on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Truth, Justice, American Way art contest. Step 1, draw your favorite of these 3 heroes. Step 2, post the art and tag David Williams and myself on Instagram. He is DWAMS Art, and I am Gabe Eltaeb, always on social media. And then on Tuesday, March 15th, David and I will pick a winner. They're going to get $100 cash now, so they don't have to wait. And then when the books come out, they're going to get all 3 covers from us. They'll get a free set of that. So absolutely, I want to see it. I can't wait. Young, old, whoever, I'm really excited to see this. So we got an art contest starting today.
We have our own in-house artist, Phil Hernandez. He just did a cover for Prophet that was killer. Put the facsimile, and he did a cover for Stray Dogs that those guys poo-pooed on. But yeah, man, this is right in Phil's wheelhouse, right there, buddy.
All right. Well, whoever wants, all comers are welcome. You know.
Nice open challenge.
Yeah.
And if you're curious, it's Old Man Phil Draws on IG, man.
Okay. Old Man Phil Draws. Okay. Yep. Very cool.
Really dig that guy. Really dig
that
guy. Hey, how are you on time? I know you got Cecil lined up. I don't want to keep the big
let me see what Cecil's up to. He said he'll accommodate me. Let me check my I think he just he did just message me. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. What did you want, Mr. Cecil?
Want my mask?
We could do 8:30, so I can hang out longer.
All right, man. Just give me a quick thumbs up if you got a bounce. I understand.
Yeah. No, I'll hang out longer. I want to eat a little something before I go on with him because I've been keep doing streams all day.
Yeah, you're big dude, man. You got to feed the machine.
Ask me questions or anything.
Ask you questions.
I would love it. I would love to answer.
So since you've been making the rounds, I've seen you on OAN, I've seen you on Newsmax talking about all your scuffle. Have you had any blowback since aligning with CG? I know a lot of guys go through it when they first make that jump.
You know what? For whatever reason, no. I had like random people leave like a rude comment, but I think it was like I was trying to count because it was so few, and I saw how like Aaron LaPresti and people got attacked. I think I counted, and I got like 30 rude comments on 40,000 views on my YouTube video when I left. So I was like, okay, that's a pretty good ratio. Like, and it was just like, you're on the wrong side of history or whatever. But, you know, I don't really engage in the fighting too much. You know, I just mostly blocked people. One guy I had to chew out and then block him because he was harassing my fans.
Oh.
He was telling CG people all this shit, and he wouldn't quit. And he was chasing me around the internet. Like, he wouldn't talk to me for whatever reason, but I would see threads where I had done or said something, and this guy, I won't say his name because I don't want to stir him back up, he would just yell at all the fans that were praising me. And then it was on Facebook, and then it was on Twitter, and I finally told him what he was and then blocked him. And what irritated me with him was he didn't even call me a name back or anything. He's like, come on, what are you, chicken? At least insult me back.
Gosh.
So that was weird. But I think the fighting is pretty dumb. I will, if someone goes after me, I will defend myself. That's fair. But I think if I just unprovoked, like, jump on someone, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. I'm being negative. So, again, we want to show people the beauty of what we're making here, why it's so important, why it's so good, and why people need to buy it. Because we teach ourselves our culture through our stories. That's what we do. And if we have a bunch of ugly stories that tell white people that they're all racist and tell black people they're all victims, what kind of world are we building? You know what I mean? You're going to have a bunch of black people walking around scared and angry because they think that the white man's coming to get them. And you're going to have a bunch of white people walking around all angry and ashamed of themselves. I refuse to do that. So if DC Comics wants to do that, it's sad to watch them mess up their business doing that, but I will not be a bigot because they're bigots when they do that. I will not be a bigot and tell straight people they're idiots. I will not be a bigot and tell patriots they're racist. I will not be a bigot and tell gay people they're victims. I will not do that. I will not be a bigot and tell women they're victims. I'm not doing that. You know, you're messing with the wrong guy if you want me to go around doing that. So, you know, my dad stood up to Gaddafi. My dad legally immigrated here from Libya. Gaddafi murdered my grandfather and killed some of my dad's friends. Wow. My grandfather fought in the Pacific, and I think about it all the time. And I didn't want to be the one to break the chain. I didn't want to be the one to, like, I pushed out when a challenge came to me. And if my dad can stand up to a murdering dictator, and then on my mom's side, my grandpa can fight in the Pacific and watch all his friends die, surely I can stand up to a blue-haired feminist editor. Sure. It's not a big ask to keep the name going in the family.
Didn't I tell you, Squirrel? Didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
That belongs right with us, man. Right.
Oh, indeed. Now, I was just curious. You do a lot of colorist stuff. Is the medium you mainly focus on like digital medium, or do you do like painting stuff like that?
I love to illustrate. My first love is illustrating, and I illustrate by hand. I like to illustrate pencil and paper.
Nice.
I can illustrate digitally. I just don't like it. Coloring, all my coloring is on this thing right here. It's a Wacom screen, and it's connected to an iMac.
Mm.
All the coloring is digital just because that's the great workflow. But drawing, no, I'm going to draw this and stick it in the scanner right here and then color it up. So, yeah, absolutely. I can do everything. I can write, I can draw, I can letter, I can color, I can ink, I can do all of it. So
nice. And your favorite would be putting
my
pen to
favorite
paper.
My favorite is illustrating.
Yeah.
Coloring I can do with my eyes closed. I'll say this. It's going to sound crazy. I'm so good at it, it amazes me, the coloring. And I don't know where it came from because I didn't practice it very much. And all of a sudden I was getting professional work coloring. I've been drawing my whole life, and I got professional work drawing finally when I was 21 or 22. I started coloring after that in Photoshop when I was like 23, and I started getting hired when I was 24 or 25. So coloring, I guess, is just a gift from God or something because I just know how to do it, and it just gets better and better. I'll show you guys one other thing I'm really proud of. I colored this up yesterday, and this is the same art team for Truth, Justice, American Way. This is Graham Nolan's Two-Fisted Manly Tales, or what's it called? Two-Fisted.
Yeah, giant size.
What's it called?
Two-Fisted Manly Tales.
There's two more things though. It's like action packed giant size.
Yeah,
giant size Two-Fisted Manly Tales. That's it. And this
you were doing this last night with your daughter.
What now?
Right? You were doing this last night in your stream with your daughter.
Right. So this is written by Chuck Dixon,
yep.
penciled by David Williams, and inked by Gary Martin, the same guys that did this, and then colored by me. So I'm just thrilled to be working with Chuck Dixon on this, and it's a 10-page Viking story, and I'm also doing Aaron Lepresti's Wraith of God, and I did a huge book for Eric July. It's almost a 100-page book I did for Eric July, which is just I can't wait for him to announce it. So I'm all over the place. Let me, if I could give any message to your viewers, this would be my message: is to trust God.
Amen.
For years, about the last 5 years, Hollywood went evil, crazy with Trump derangement syndrome. And they would just insult people like me and denigrate us. And they didn't know they were because they didn't know I wasn't one of them because they're such racists. They figured, well, he's Mexican and Arab, so obviously he's a crazy liberal like us. So right there, that's racist to assume what I think, like you can read my mind. So I just kept my head down, and that was chicken shit to keep my head down. That was cowardly, but it was a paycheck, and I paid my mortgage. Yeah. And when it all came to a head with the Superman, like the crap with Superman and Tom Taylor, and getting rid of the American way, that's just the one that just,
Yeah.
When it came to that, I finally said something, but I wish I'd said something sooner. But I guess I did the most good waiting till this moment. I made the most impact around the world, making this story go crazy famous. But I would tell people I was afraid to step out. Like I said, I have a cushy job. I make great money there, prestigious. I could have stayed in DC another 20 years and just retired and then hated myself and been ashamed of myself. And, I took a step out and I said to the CG, the artist, I said to the fans, but I mostly said to God, okay, I'm going to step into the hole. Catch me. Don't let me fall. I didn't fall. I was lifted up higher than ever. I'm like debt free. I have more money than I've ever had. My relationship with my wife is better, with my kids, my health. Forget comics and politics. Like my life, my relationship with God, everything is better because I decided to quit trusting DC Comics and myself to pay my bills and take care of me. And, it took a while to get there. But I would tell anyone out there, if my story can tell you anything, it's trust God and don't be afraid. He won't let you down if you surrender.
Fear is of the enemy. It's not from God, man. So
right, yeah, fear. It's the most common commandment in the Bible is fear not. It's over 400 times. Because fear is faith.
Preach.
But it's faith in evil is what fear is.
Come on now.
So use your faith for good. And it was scary as hell, guys, to quit Superman. Yep. They're called superheroes.
Yep.
Right? He's Superman. I'm on one of the top books. And I said, no, I can't do it. This is wrong. So I had to leave. So there you go.
There's a question for you in the chat from Fred. He's asking, will we see an NFT version of the book?
David and I don't know enough about NFTs, but I would like it. I think. I'm not insulting NFTs. I don't want to get involved with things I don't understand. I know what a blockchain is. I totally know what it is. I know what crypto and Bitcoin, but the NFT thing worries me because it's like, how are these things going to retain value in the long term? So I don't know enough about the NFT culture and all that. But I could see like stuff like this as an NFT for sure.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like these little cutout things. And
American
man,
Steel.
the whole conversation I had with Gabe today, it's going to blow your mind, some of the stuff we have coming. But thank you for the question. The answer is nothing with NFTs now because I don't feel comfortable enough. I don't understand.
And then our own.
I don't understand it well enough to get involved, so I won't do
asking,
that.
What is the size of the raw ash can going to be? Is it going to be the traditional shorter version, or
no? It's comic
modern?
books. It's comic book size.
Yeah,
it's comic book size, and I don't remember how many pages. Let me look on my campaign page. It's decent amount of pages. It is. It's 28 pages.
Dang.
28 pages. So I guess that would be 32 with the covers. Cover, inside, back, and so yeah, it's 28 pages, black and white, behind the scenes. We'll have some notes in there, some character development stuff. That raw book is really fun. That was Dave's idea at the last minute. I added that like hours before the campaign started, so it was a really good idea on Dave's part.
64 pages. Any ads?
No ads. And if we get to certain stretch goals, I'm not going to spoil anything. We want to make the book longer for sure, with some other stuff added to the back. But so right now the story, we're right around 60 pages of story and a little bit of back matter, concepts, maybe a little behind the scenes in the actual book itself too. But this is ongoing. This is more stories, our own universe, and I'm just so appreciative and proud of the fans and the community to stand up to all this ugly, name calling, and you're a racist because you're not, you don't have 17 pronouns, so now you're a racist or something. And what it takes is, I'll tell you guys this: don't be afraid of these people. Follow the law, but stand up to them. There is a hell of a lot more of us than them, including the left wing. The left wing doesn't like these people either, but they can't control them. It's like it's out of control. So the left wing is like, that's crazy, right? And they're afraid of them too. The left, the normal left wing people, the good Democrat people, they're afraid of these people too. So we all have to stand up and say no, like a parent to a child, like that is enough. You're going to bed now. That's enough. I've had an ass full of this. That is nonsense.
I really like this tier right here. This comic books for kids charity.
Oh, fun, right?
I love those guys.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, doing a big thing over the last couple of weeks for them, and yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to add to that, or maybe at the checkout, comic book for the troops, because I found out he also does that.
Yep.
I talked to that guy. He's a great guy. I think I'll bring him on my YouTube channel like in a week or so.
Mark
and
Weiss.
just talking about the charity.
Yeah, that dude can talk for days.
Yeah. I thought he's gregarious, as they say.
Yeah, Comic Cult. We tried to make the cutoff for that 222, but we're unable to. But we got a couple thousand comic books, a couple dozen pops, a couple $100 we're going to send those guys. So we're all in on that. Hopefully, Comic Cult Nation rises up and you see an uptick in your campaign. I know I already bought a shirt off you right now. Damn thing is going through.
Hey, I love it. Buy 10 of them, please. My kids are always asking me for gas money. So
nice.
Well, these poor kids, my kids are coming up. They're at that perfect age. My daughter's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And she was the co-headliner here in San Diego the other night, and she killed. She had them screaming from wire to wire. I cried. I told her, honey, you're so good at this. I can't believe it. I haven't seen her perform in a few years. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous how good she is. She's good enough to be professional now. She just needs the right person to see her. So she goes to open mic 6 nights a week. My son is doing like high-level real estate, and they're at that level now where they're in their early 20s and they're just getting off the ground. Yeah. And it's just so beautiful to watch. It's like, they're going to get off the ground. Almost. And it's so amazing to watch them do this. You two, you own this comic book store? Are you related in any way, or what's the deal?
Yes, I know the owner. I am very close with the owner. Meaning I share a bed with her.
Okay.
Bozo the Butcher's asking, when can we see in the shop? If I'm not mistaken, I believe your tier says October of this year the book should be shipped.
Well, here's a little secret on that, a little marketing for you guys.
All right.
Always under-promise and over-deliver.
Ah.
So yes, I said October, but it'll probably be before that. I mean? That's an old marketing trick, right? So I just want to give us plenty of time just in case. But we want to get it done way before. But you can't hold me to that because it said October on the thing.
You're a big dude, man. I can't hold you, period. So, any cover enhancements, any foil, emboss, chromium?
It's all worth considering. I haven't talked to Dave about it, but I would love it since we have American Way made of steel. I would love it. Maybe I'll talk to Dave, but I got to talk to the printers for what does that cost, right? So we got to get to certain stretch goals to do that. But I'm going on national television, I think, next week and the week after. We're just getting started fundraising. This thing's going to go really huge. And, I trust God for all that. And if I only raise $1 more, praise God. And if I raise $1 million more, praise God. I don't care. It's up to him. I feel like I tell people it's like you're a little boy and you're in the driveway and your dad's fixing the car.
Oh, no.
And you're just handing him the screwdriver and his lemonade. And your mom walks by and you go, hey, I'm fixing the car. No, you're not. You're watching your dad do it. And that's how I feel about the miracle of this thing happening, that I can support my family, making my own books with my friends. I'm not doing it. God's doing it. I'm just getting to watch. You know what I mean?
What, man? I think my next tattoo is going to be the American Way.
Okay. Look, I promise we won't turn him into some woke character that you're going to regret later.
Dude, savage. I'll tell you, I got a cyber frog tattoo right there. I don't know if you can see it. The damn thing.
Okay.
And I got a black flag tattoo for Frega. But,
wow.
Dude, cool. Savage Dragon. Oh, man, he drew me and the wife in it, and like 20 years ago. And now the thing is just turned to porn. And
it turned super nasty. How disgusting. But it belongs to him. Freedom of speech. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, you don't need to see some of that stuff. Just once I get that tattoo, don't sue me, okay? Bruce Timm, Mrs. Spoiler, she's got a Harley Quinn tattoo done in his art style. His art style is what triggered her love for him. Meets him at San Diego Comic-Con. It's like, she's excited. First time meeting him. She's like, I want to show you something. She shows him the tattoo. He looks over the table. Your tattoo artist owes me some money.
What a jerk. The guy's already rich. That's not nice.
Nah. So
a tattoo, they don't owe you money. It's a one-of-a-kind creation, a tattoo.
Right. Please. I don't know how you are in time, man, but if you're ever in the high desert and you want to come by and sign some comics, hang out, get a beer, this door's
sounds
open.
Awesome. I told you, I go to Vegas all the time. I love going out there. I went there 5 times last spring and summer.
Nice.
And we're getting close to spring. I like to get out to Vegas all the time. Especially, I want to go to see some UFC there and all of it. So, yeah, definitely. I'll hit you guys up if I'm headed out your way.
You got my number, man. Hit me up with a text. Mike Barron, we backed the Thin Blue Line at the retailer tier also. We'd love to have him on. So this is a safe haven, brother.
I'll let him know. Mike Barron, he's a great guest.
Yes, he
is. You got to get
is.
him early, though, because he goes to bed real early. So you got to get Mike in the morning.
When you get older, that happens,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mike has trouble sleeping, so he gets tired pretty easy. He takes, and he said it openly. I'm not revealing his medical info here. He said he's always had trouble sleeping, so he gets kind of tired. That's why he always dips out on Kings early. It's hilarious. But, I have Mike on my show occasionally, from time to time at like 9 in the morning Pacific, and he's great then. So I'll let him know that you guys want to talk to him about the book for sure.
Any of them, Mike, Graham, Ethan. This is a safe haven. You're amongst friends here in a world full of crazies.
Okay, well, we got to do it. Thank you guys for having me on. I'm going to take a short break, so I'm going to have a little dinner, talk to my wife. Then I'm going to be on with Cecil. Hopefully I'm on with Cecil for a long time. He is a funny cat, and I want to get to know more about him.
Give him our best.
I really appreciate you guys having me on and pushing the book for me. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Wow. Dude's badass, huh?
Oh, yeah.
He was saying that. He's badass.
This Juctice. That's probably my favorite character.
Oh, the Midnighter looking dude?
Yeah. With the nightstick and the little block. Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? Maybe we can work out a cosplay for Halloween. What are you thinking there, big man?
I think so. You do the American Way. I do the Juctice.
All right. Back to our regular scheduled programming. Went a little long, Surge. So you can't say that's it. It's over. No, we gave you your money's worth.
Snick. Oh, why is it so short? No, now it's long.
Genetics.
Now it's a long one. There we go.
Big thanks to Gabe, Eltaeb. You all go over to Indiegogo. Show them that comic cult support. Back the heck out of that book. The dude gave up a cushy job at DC to say, no, this is not right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my own stuff. So
I'm definitely going to be jumping on it. I've got the link in the YouTube chat. Just kind of scroll up. I've posted it there twice already. So
hit him again.
Go ahead and jump on it. You want me to hit him again? Well, you're gonna have to carry it while I do that.
All right, no problem. Yes, Snick. How? Well, because go to Indiegogo.com and you're going to look up Truth, Justice, and the American Way. Back at the highest tier that you can. The dude is a badass. I almost asked him what he's going to do on March 12th, but I figured that'd be out of line. You know, if you know, you know. But yeah, back to regular scheduled programming. Again, thanks to Gabe.
And there we go. It's going to come in hot right there. There's the link. Head on over.
That is
check him out on Indiegogo.
Yeah, that's the link to go to it and show the guy some support. Please.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we already talked about Dark Knights of Steel, right?
Yep.
Wow. I read it. I love Dark Knights of Steel.
Yes.
Get it. Just about every single one of these, you're reading, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, something awesome happens or something crazy happens, and it just throws you. This is a great series. Also, we'll talk about it later, but if you haven't gotten on this series, we got something for you.
What you got?
We got number 9 right now. We'll talk about that other thing later.
Number 9. Alien number 10. The Spinners community has been decimated by the xenomorphs. I know I cut you off. I'm sorry. There's only a handful of survivors left. Will they make it to Sanctuary? And what new terrifying type of xenomorph awaits them? It's possible first appearance of a new type of xenomorph written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Art by Salvador La Roca. Sorry.
These aliens have been great ever since the first one. I've enjoyed them all. So I can't wait. I didn't get a chance to read this one. We kind of had a last-minute confusion as to what I was putting on the list, and I ended up spending a lot of time reading a different book, and then I was like, nope, I should have read this one, but that was my fault. I apologize. But possible first appearance of a new type of xenomorph. So awesome.
Take it.
Number 8.
Ocho, you can take this one, big man.
All right, here we go. Easy. Venom, number 4, second print. I read Venom when it first came out, but this is a second print. This is basically the first cover appearance of Bedlam, just like number 4 was his first full appearance, the last 2 pages in Venom 4. And this cover is actually the last 2 pages of Venom 4. So if you have Venom 4, you want to get this one because it's his first cover appearance. So there you go.
Is it his cameo or is it his first full appearance?
We're going to get into that later, too, because what people think a cameo is or what people think a first appearance is, there's a book later on where it kind of gets a little murky. So we'll see. Yeah.
Like Mercandolfo?
No, like murky water.
Oh.
Like right behind me, right?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I got 9/8 behind me.
I'm down with Atlantis. Number 7.
You can take that one too.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take Moon Knight. All right, Moon Knight number 9. Mazes have one of 2 purposes: to keep people out or keep people in. An unnatural labyrinth has swallowed up people under Moon Knight's protection. But how do you fight a maze? How do you kill a labyrinth? And will Moon Knight emerge victorious, or will his body and mind be broken by the 5th floor? I read this. It's awesome. This is what I was talking about. First cameo / full appearance of Rutherford Winter, an ex-Hydra assassin / terrorist in standard comic books. Okay, this is his first cameo / first appearance in comics. He was in a digital comic previous to this and a trade paperback, but this is actually his first appearance in a comic book, and it is like, what do you consider a first appearance? A couple pages?
First time you see him.
Like, okay, well, yeah, then this will
Pretty
be a first appearance,
right?
Yeah, yeah. I think so.
Big hang up is.
No, it's his cameo.
There's a big uproar, uproar about it. But yeah, this was cool. This was really cool, and it's an interesting story. Moon Knight is always dark,
but he's all white.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
but it's a dark read.
He is the fake Dark Knight. He was intended to be Marvel's version of Batman back in the late 70s, early 80s, but Batman ain't schizo like Mark Spector is.
Yeah. Number 6.
Numero 6. Hang on, Gabe's messaging me.
Okay.
No problem. Sorry. Batman Killing Time. It's not just a cool Metallica song. 3 villains, 1 Dark Knight, and a deadly heist gone wrong. Catwoman, the Riddler, and the Penguin join forces to pull off the greatest robbery in the history of Gotham City, and their prize, a mysterious and priceless artifact in the secret possession of Bruce Wayne. But as the events unfold, what fun is a heist without a bloody double cross or two? First appearance of The Help, written by Tom King, who I think, given his flaws, or his flaw, he's still a damn good Batman writer, with art by the stellar David Marquez. Pick it up. You won't be sorry.
I read this, and I've been keeping notes after I read these things for the show. And my note is, it's a really good story. It's kind of like reading an episode of 24. I don't know if anybody remembers watching 24 back in the day. It's kind of like reading one of those. And I'm not spoiling anything, but the best line, it like literally I had to stop and laugh at one of the lines I read in the book. It's give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Give a man a poisoned fish, he eats for a lifetime. Hilarious.
Yeah. Yuck.
Yes. It still makes me laugh. But yes, pick that up. Oh my goodness, look at this.
Burbs.
Yep, here we go. We gotta get onto this real quick. Okay.
Gotta pay the bills.
Yep, you ready? Here we go.
Do it.
Our sponsor is Feathers and Fluff Farm, veteran-owned and operated local business that specializes in breeding high-quality, standard of perfection heritage birds, also known as chickens. We have a number of different breeds that make excellent pets, egg producers, and meat birds. They're good for 4-H and FFA projects if you have kids that are into that stuff. Swing on by our website at www.feathersandflufffarm.com and give us a follow over on Facebook at Feathers and Fluff Cali. We look forward to seeing you, hearing from you. Come on and get some chickens.
They're delicious. Hey, before we go on, did you see Audrey?
What about her?
She drove into town to get better reception. Now, is that not dedication to the comic cult nation or what?
That is hardcore.
Dang.
A real G.
Dude, straight up.
It.
She's a G.
I dig it.
What a cinco.
Number 5.
Proud of your girl. All right. Avengers Forever, number 3. War for the Wastelands. Oh, we're doing that now. Tony Stark, the Invincible Ant-Man, Robbie Reyes, a Ghost Rider unlike any other from across the multiverse, still changing, still becoming what he was always meant to be, a Deathlock who refuses to die, a brutally two-fisted Wonder Man, a half-built Vision, the Infinity Thing. What? Infinity Thing? Get it?
Have you not seen the Infinity Thing? He's like a disco ball. He like floats around and it's thing, but he's like a disco ball. It's crazy.
Dude, my head looks like a disco ball right now with the light and the mask.
It's awesome. And yes, this is the first full appearance of Moon Knight, the female version from this reality. Yeah. Her last name is even Spectre too. How about that?
Andre the Boss. What? Andre the Boss? I don't get it. Okay. Yes, Nick is doing a drinking game, watching the State of the Union. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Mariama Spectre. That's her name. So first appearance of Moon Knight in this universe. Female.
Dig it.
Number 4.
Cuatro. You're up.
Right here, Spider-Woman, number 20. Enter the anti-Arachnine. Spider-Woman has made a lot of enemies in her time, and that's about to come back to bite her in a big way. What's worse than a Sinister Six? The anti-Arachnine. This is the first full team appearance of the anti-Arachnine. And I even have a note for this one, too.
For later?
You remember, I think it was Deadpool 2?
The movie?
The whole interview scene where they're interviewing to get on the team?
Yeah.
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 That's this book.
Oh, boy.
It's they're interviewing for the team spots on the Arachnine and the craziness that they go through to try and get on the team. It's funny. I dug it. I dig it. So get it, pick it up. First appearances.
And if I'm not mistaken, there is an X-Gwen cover, and we're all caught up on the X-Gwen covers. Those of you that requested them, it's a real cool X-Gwen. Get it?
Yes, the X. Yeah, I picking up what you're putting down. Yep.
I got dad jokes for days.
But I would definitely pick up the X-Gwen cover like I did, and cover A, because cover A has some of the Arachnine kind of right there on the cover. So
dig it.
Number 3.
Numero 3. I got Strange number 1. A new Sorcerer Supreme rises. Doc Strange is dead, and a new Sorcerer Supreme has taken the title, or should we say, Sorceress. Haunted by her recently returned memories, Clea Blink longs to bring Stephen Strange back from the dead. That's a woman right there, man. She'll bring you better put a ring on it, buddy.
Yep.
In the
He
mysterious
already did.
the magical realm, Clea must rise to the duties of Sorcerer Supreme, for she is now the sole protector of Earth against magical threats. There's 5 different covers, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. There's one of these is also a Carnage Forever cover.
We got shorted. We got more.
Yeah,
coming
shorted.
in. We got more coming in. Don't worry.
But yeah.
You see what happened with the X-Gwen Venom at the beginning? We were shorted, and now we got like 20 of them. So
yeah, no, I saw that. I saw they all came in. Yeah, that was awesome.
If it's not there right now, don't worry. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them.
But I mean, like I always say, though, especially with these number ones, those Carnage Forever covers and the X-Wing covers, I dig them. I love them. I'm getting them all. Get the main cover too, because the main cover is what usually does better. Now, I know some of the X-Wing covers for certain books are kind of comparable with their cover A counterparts, but yeah, he already put a ring on it though. That's his wife.
I'm just saying for guys in general. If a girl's willing to bring you back from the dead, you better put a ring on it.
Now, I do have notes for this one, and the other notes that I had were kind of long. The note for this one, capital letters. It's good! Exclamation! 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 So I was kind of at a loss for words. It's an awesome story. I dig it. She has no chill. It is a great read. Get it.
You know, I guess the mask mandate is gone, but don't worry. The spoiler was wearing a mask before it was law, and he'll still continue to wear a mask. Spoiler, 2024.
G, real G.
Like a G.
Number 2.
Número 2.
My turn? It's my turn? Okay. Yep. Rogue Sun. All right. Yesterday, New Orleans' greatest hero, Rogue Sun, was murdered. Today, rebellious teenager Dylan Siegel discovers that Rogue Sun was his estranged father, Marcus, and that he's inherited his father's mantle. Yes, I do have notes on this one. This is a number 1. They're expanding on the whole Radiant Black universe over there for Valiant, right?
No. Image. It was Supermassive. Remember?
Okay. Yeah, Supermassive Image. Yes.
Yeah.
I got everything all jumbled up in my head right now. We were just talking about Valiant the other day with something, weren't we?
Yeah. Armor clad.
Armor clads. That's it. Yes. Armor clads. That 1 in 250 looks pretty.
Yep.
But this one right here, I do have notes on it.
Good. He's kind of a jerk, huh?
He's your typical jaded teenager. He's just, I know everything. Don't tell me what to do. He's a typical teenager.
Yeah, but then when the Radiant Black dude asked him for help, he was like, "You'll figure it out yourself."
Well, I think he was jerk. I think he was older. I think this is his origin. I think he was in Supermassive. He's older. Right. Yeah, he's actually in high school in this one. So in the Supermassive one, when he was talking with Radiant Black, he was older. He was in his 20s, I think, or so, looking then. So
kind of a jerk.
Yeah. He still is in this one. But definitely. Right, I'll take the 1 in 10 if you got. Number 1.
Wait, did we get it, or did some? Okay, we'll figure it out. Number 1. What you got? I got What If Miles Morales number 1, Friendly Neighborhood Captain America. I love What Ifs. This is going to be a 5-issue or 6-issue run. Each issue is going to chronicle or shoehorn Miles into a different trope of the Marvel Universe. So this is What If Miles Morales had never been bitten by a genetically enhanced spider and became Spider-Man? What if instead the U.S. government recruited, trained, and granted him incredible powers with the super soldier serum? Didn't they do that a couple of years back with okay. What makes Miles a hero no matter the circumstances, no matter the reality? And are there other superheroes the many Miles of the multiverse might have become? Yes, I just told you that. You're going to get it in the additional 4 other issues.
Yeah, I think the next one, he's a Wolverine. With claws and everything.
The Wolf one, that looked cool. Hey, it didn't make the list. It probably should have. This one, Cheap Tricks. Yeah, not just a cool band from the
Yeah.
80s, but this is a good book. Check it out.
That was Money for Nothing, right? Cheap Trick?
No, that was Dire Straits.
That was Dire Straits, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap Trick was something else.
Mark Hopper. Yep.
But all right, moving right along.
Moving right along. We're not done yet.
No, not done. Not by no stretch of the
Not
imagination.
babish.
We got some honorable mentions. Nice House on the Lake number 7 is here because it's back after like a 5-month hiatus or something like
Is that what
that.
the pictures tore up, man? Pick up that mess.
Yeah, I know, right? With all the rats. There are rats everywhere.
So
Crazy. And then Black Panther number 4. Everybody saw what Black Panther number 3 did.
Mm-hmm.
This is also, I think, an Alex Ross cover as well. So,
and there's an X-Gwen too.
There is an X-Gwen. I saw it. The X-Gwen cover for this. It's slipping my mind.
Batman Killing Time 1 in 25. Yep, that one I know for a fact is there. It'll be in your pool.
Yeah. And they're awesome. And this is what I was talking about earlier, though. Dark Knights of Steel, The Gathering Storm. Okay, if you haven't jumped on to Dark Knights of Steel yet, this brings in issues 1 through 3. So you can get caught up pretty fast if you pick this up. It's basically like a trade paperback of 1 through 3. So definitely pick it up.
I love that format, and the timing of it's perfect. Oh, you missed issues 1, 2, and 3 because they sold out. Here's your second chance. Don't miss it twice. Don't make the same mistake twice.
Exactly. I can't say enough good things about Dark Knights of Steel. It's just great. It's great. That's plain and simple.
It's one of the few things they're doing right at DC.
Yeah. Well, that and DC versus Vampires. Love it.
Task Force Z and Detective Comics.
Yeah, Detective Comics. Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're committing Harry Carey. See, we had Gabe on, man, and he was just like, everything he was saying, I was going like, wish I could say that. Wish I could say that. Wish I could say that too.
Well, I'm just saying that the views and opinions of the Spoiler and the Secret Squirrel and Gabe do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Comic Cult HD nor its subsidiaries. Viewer discretion is advised. Man. Again. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
They're going to earn their money.
Catwoman, 39, the second print. This is a version or a variant of what the 1 in 25 for the first print was. The first print, the 1 in 25, the background was black. This one has kind of a purple tint to it. Pick it up. I did. It's awesome. Cover by.
Dig it.
Just like She-Hulk number 2, the X-Gwen cover. This is probably one of the best X-Gwen covers that they've had.
I agree.
There's also a Fantastic Four X-Men cover that's out this week too.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to see that She-Hulk get a cosplayed. I know a couple little girls in this household that would do it.
The She-Hulk?
Yeah, well,
or this
She-Hulk
this
cover.
The X-Men She-Hulk. Okay.
Oh, that pink and yellow. It's a nice dichotomy.
Yeah. I just think it's awesome looking.
It is. Nakamura knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. And then we got this honorable mention. It's a final issue in the series. We've all been on this Justice League Incarnate kick. This is number 5 of 5. The best part about this is, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but something big towards the end happens.
Bigly?
And then it continues into Justice League number 75. So I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
Interesting.
But it continues into Justice League 75, and it's going to be good. It is going to be good. All right. Here we go.
They're going quick.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the stack getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you haven't picked yours up yet, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, because once Phil wins that contest, I mean, it's sky's the limit, Yeah,
to the moon. He's gonna be like, "Yep, I'm not doing covers for you guys no more. I'm out."
No, he'd be like, "I'll do it, but now I want 5 digits." And be like, "Whoa, wait a minute!"
Yeah, big time.
Bigly.
Yep.
That'll happen. Definitely.
Right here, this is the Stray Dogs cover. We deserve.
Yep.
This is a print of the Stray Dogs cover that should have been drawn by our very own local artist Phil Hernandez at Instagram. Old Man Phil Draws. Yes. Limited to only 75 numbered prints. So make sure you get yours. You can't get the best number. That's already spoken for.
Yeah, number 1.
Negative.
-1? There's no such thing as -1.
00. That would have been a good number. 00.
Appreciate it, Phil.
Yes. All right.
Phil's a loyal guy. That's why I like that guy. Awards.
Phil's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Next week, right?
Ed.
Next Tuesday.
He's
We
coming
got
on.
Mr. Ed Davis coming on Tuesday's show, just like tonight. We're going to launch his Kickstarter for Immortal Era number 6. Number 6? Number 6. Yes.
Yep.
I'm right. And this is the Comic Cult exclusive cover coming soon. It's going to be very
Number
limited
1. Yep.
shinies.
Number 1.
Very limited shinies.
Yes.
And I'm going to be getting one of those. So, yes, definitely.
Dig it. Dig it.
Don't forget to visit the Comic Cult website at www.comiccult.com. Take a look at the ever-growing online store while you're there. And also come on into New Comic Book Day on Wednesdays between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Check them out at Comic Cult HD on Facebook.
Dig it. And
Here we go.
Instagram and Twitter and Truth.
Indeed. And then we got over here, we got Facebook, Comic Cult TV, Instagram, Comic Cult TV. Post over there from time to time, especially for tonight's. I posted just the other day for tonight's events. And YouTube, that's where it's at. Get on over there to YouTube. Get all your friends on over there. Get your loved ones, your family, your kids, everybody who's got a YouTube account. Get them on over there. Get them all subscribing and liking and sharing and all that good stuff. Spread the word.
Bye-bye. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, having all your comics. Love that family.
Yes.
The family that lives together stays together.
Once we hit 100, it's another giveaway.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Tell
Get
your
closer.
friends and your enemies. Oh. Okay.
Don't all me. What do you?
I know. Gabe carried us for a good 40 minutes. Comic Cult Nation, please go over, back Truth, Justice, and the American Way. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. The price tag is a bit larger than what you're used to, but you're getting 64 pages, no ads. The reason comics cost so cheap on the flip side is because you have tons of ads from different companies, but this is all him, all out of his own pocket. Show him that Comic Cult support that we've come to know and love, and you know what I always have to say: stay excellent.
None of those crazy Mark Jeweler advertisements.
Yeah, or Slim Jim.
Yeah. All right. So appreciate everybody sticking around for the entirety of our show today. It was a good one. Get on over there, like you said. We'd appreciate it. I know Gabe would greatly appreciate it. And we thank him for coming on. And as always, later, Comic Cult Nation.
Dig it.